Good afternoon. Welcome to A New Way of Being, hosted by Avatar Galextra with Andraggon on her
And Andraggon.
YouTube live channel.
Mhm.
And for those of you who wish to get more of our shows in the future,
Mhm.
we ask you to just reach down and click on the subscribe button, and we will be able to do so in the future to have you hear the mind expanding, life changing, and paradigm shifting information that we're bringing to you on these shows. Avatar, how are you,
Yep,
gorgeous?
I'm okay, gorgeous.
She's the gorgeous one, magnetic, radiant, beautiful being. We're broadcasting to you today from inside our motel room at Motel 6 on the third floor in Niagara Falls, where we've been living for about 3 weeks after being evicted from our last place of residence unjustly in late November of 2019. So we are looking to move on with our lives, and we're in the process of
Doing
sounding the alarm and sending a wake up call and a call to action for the entire human race to inform them that there is a technology on the planet today that is being used to rob every single one of you of your privacy, safety,
belongings.
and security
Excuse me.
because it's being used to attack human beings inside their homes, workplaces, places of worship, um, recreational places, and more, unseen without the knowledge or awareness of these crimes being committed against them. So each of us is currently being robbed of our rights to live our lives without being violated by these unseen criminals who are using this
Body.
sacred healing technology
Mhm.
created by God as a weapon. They weaponized it and they're using it to attack the bodies of millions of human beings today as we speak, killing hundreds of thousands of them.
Morning Joe is one of them. I am one of them, and
Um,
many others.
mhm, yes,
That should
and
not be going on.
so here we are, uh, broadcasting to you today to talk
Mm.
about the turbulent path on the road to what the Avatar calls a new way of being.
Being.
So,
And
Avatar.
the only way you can be on that path is when you're doing good, not just for yourself, but those that are younger, those that are older, all forms of life must be protected in under this dome of quality, because you need the kind of life that you were born to be to live, and now you do not have that life because somewhere along the line the parents were jimmied by being forced to work in their government's world, and found that their children were being neglected, and that's what is causing a lot of the problems. And the cause of that, because of that neglecting, we have children being persecuted in the school, in the streets, to and from school. And these are not things that really help kids to grow up properly, to develop the kind of feeling that lets you know that you're cared for by all beings and they're treating you properly and they're not here to harm you. And so you feel safe and comfortable. But when it has flipped the opposite way, which is now happening, a lot of children are being harmed, and they're innocent. They just shouldn't be going through this kind of stuff. But once it starts in the environment, it starts destroying people bit by bit.
Hmm.
So it's important that we start looking at the state of our own behaviors so that we can make changes to better ourselves and the rest of everybody else.
Hmm.
When we are doing that, our lives would become more like a quality life that is protecting and respecting the lives of all beings from birth to the grave.
Hmm.
And I don't think you'll be going to the grave if you're living in a manner in which is caring about each other and being respectful of yourself and others, you won't find yourself destroying people by things that you're saying that are not fair to others.
Or doing.
Yes.
Mm.
So our job is to see to it that we treat each other properly, that we're there for each other in ways in which we would have been if it were not for the flux in society.
Mm.
We need to have closure on those areas that undermines all of us. We need to start looking at the things from a point of view where you're there for yourself and you're also there for everyone else because they're being treated respectfully, responsibly. And so when they meet others, they will not be undermining other people's rights and lives by persecuting and terrorizing them anywhere or everywhere. So as a people, we have to start looking at things from a point of view that respects and protects all beings, all life forms. The babies are most needing of protection. When they grow up being treated well, voila, you have a society that is there for each other, a society that you don't have to worry about. You can trust. The children are safe, the adults are safe. No matter what nationality, you're safe. You don't have people ridiculing you from the day you're born till you're ready to leave. As a matter of fact, when all of those evils are gone, you won't be leaving. You will stay right here, grow, help other kids to develop, and find yourself going to different levels of the world and helping people in those areas too. We are each other's keepers.
Mm.
We are family members. We are whatever you want to call us as long as it's good. Because with that good thinking, that love for each other without having to do bad things or destroy each other or create problems for people's marriages or destroy husbands because of whatever ignorance is taking place. We won't have that kind of behavior when everyone is being treated properly. And that's what is a gift of life for all beings to have. So we must work together, be there for each other. Listen to each other. Stop laughing and ridiculing anyone because you're setting up a society to become a terroristic society, which is happening right now too.
Mm.
We want to know that you're safe. We want to know that you're happy. We want to know that others are treating you in a manner in which we can feel safe to know that you're all safe. We want to know that when people owe you money that they pay it, like governments in the United States who needs to pay the money that they owe this family. Mr. Trump and Mr. Trudeau are responsible for paying the bill that they owe because what they did was terrorize our family, terrorize me, did damage to our daughter, using the government to help them to continue their terrorization, and then setting up little children to call the leaders people that they love, why they love them. If they're behaving like bad people, how could you love people who are behaving bad? That's just the wrong concept. When everyone is behaving good and they're all capable of it, you will find a world that you're living in where the children to adults are safe. They all care about each other. They're protecting each other. But that's not what's going on right now. And this is why I'm alerting you about these areas of development that we are all capable of practicing because it's within us. Don't give up on your quality. Start accessing it by going through the kind of thinking that you know helps you to feel better about people because of how you're seeing them and understanding what is needed to protect them at all times. Why we do it? Because that's the way in which brings people together, helps children to grow up without being terrorized, raped, tormented, tortured, or even women or men. These things should not be going on, ladies and gentlemen. We are capable of so much. And when we go to the lower levels of behavior, instead of accessing our higher, greater levels, excuse me, we're hurting each other. We must have our higher level thinking, maturity, caring, respect, dignity, and protecting from the cradle to the grave And you won't have to go to the grave, as I was telling you, if you're behaving responsibly and treating everyone with care and dignity. We're having all kinds of problems here today because of this kind of lack of development that is showing itself in governments, in the systems, in our children, because of lack of training and having people persecute them. They won't be the same when you're doing that. Get rid of those areas of injustices that is undermining human beings' lives. They're all capable of quality. All we have to do is recognize it and work to helping them under those conditions so they feel better about themselves. They feel better about greeting and meeting everybody or anybody. And they won't be looking to kill or feeling that way because of terrorism from Mr. Trump, from Mr. Trudeau, from anybody and everybody. This should not be going on. And by the way, I must speak about this area of persecution that we're going through. We have been persecuted and terrorized by Mr. Trump and Mr. Trudeau's government and the United States government. They have been terrorizing us for no reason. This is what they've been doing to people like us, trying to terrorize you in a way in which sends people to persecute you verbally.
Gang stalk.
From adults to children. Also, spending their time setting up people wherever you go to make sure that they don't treat you well and instead spend their times attacking and abusing you. We have lived it. We have, Mr. Trudeau, the United States government and the Canadian government owes us money. And would you believe they think they can get away because the United States is doing it, have done it to us for decades, and they haven't paid a cent to what they owe us. We are living in poverty. We can't get jobs because whatever jobs we tried to get in the past was we were being persecuted in the job force. We were being treated like we were the lower lives of everything, which we never were. We are here to help you, not to hurt you. But God knows, and I'm a God, that you did not try to help us. You started treating us as if we have no rights, like the Canadian government run by Mr. Trudeau and those who are telling him to do all these bad things, not to pay us the money and leave us out in the streets. Let us go and beg different organizations that they set up to give you a few little change when you go and put out your hand for some money. We can't do that. I wasn't put here in this world to help you, for you to treat me in such a manner, as well as my family, or the family, the greater family in the whole world. This is not the way they're supposed to be treated. And this is how we are being treated. Even though we have done nothing wrong, we are being accused of things that we haven't done, and they know it. They do it in order so that they set up other people to terrorize us wherever we go. I've seen shows being put out there where people are competing and they're cheating. They're giving people of their own culture the better of the deal, even though they have not earned it. Not all of them are not earning it, but those that do not earn it are getting it. And those who earn it in African and other nationalities, they are not getting it. These things are wrong. I was trying to help by showing them that they can really do well, by giving them some energy to know that they can do well. And instead, they use that opportunity to cheat. That's not the way we're supposed to live. When I help you, I want to know that you're using that help to benefit the qualities that you're bringing out and helping others to do the same. When we think we are superior to each other and the God that gave them their lives are the ones who are the Africans, you need to stop and think. Am I doing the right thing? Should I be destroyed because of what I am doing to those who gave us our lives? And even if we didn't give you your life, you still have a right to treat everyone properly. Everyone must be treated with dignity and respect. They earned it by how you treat them, by how they pass it on to others. But when you spend your time terrorizing them all through the process of their lives, and you see suddenly they get angry, the first thing the government wants to do is treat them like they're bad people. They have what?
um,
Mental issues.
the mental health issues.
They're quick to drop that on you.
Yes.
And you know something? The ones with the mental health issues are the government and the systems, because they have the mental issues because they are the ones who are blocking people from being able to get through in anything or everything.
Mm.
There are people all over this world that are capable in so many different ways. And even the ones that may not be as capable, they can be trained, they can be protected, they can be shown that they're loved and cared for instead of treated like deplorables.
Deplorables.
Deplorable, sorry.
Yes, no problem.
I'm not that good at the word. Um, we are asking you from the soul to please stop terrorizing human beings. Show them the way by treating them properly. Even if they don't look good to you, it doesn't matter. What matters is that they're given a sense of good wish, good love from all of you by how you treat them. And I don't mean by raping and doing all these bad things. That is something that should never be done. Let us put out the qualities that are necessary to bring each other up in a manner in which is respectful and dignified, so that you can now grow and your kids can grow and other children can grow and adults can grow.
Mm.
And you won't be insulting them about their age, because sooner or later, if you're smart enough, you'll realize, well, how would I like to be treated when I reach a certain age? And how dare me think that I could knock people down because of an age? It's stupid.
Mm.
It's ignorant. It's undignified.
Mm.
And it does not help a society when you tear at their heart and soul in order so that you can pull them down as far as you possibly can. Because what you're doing when you do this to them, you're also setting it up for yourselves. I love you all dearly. And I want to know that you are showing the kind of love that is necessary to help your sisters and brothers, no matter what nationality they are. And be fair when you're giving judgments on their performances. Be fair when you're making sure that everybody else is treated fairly. You will know that everyone is being cared for and they do not have anything to worry about because they're loved.
Mm.
How would you like to live under the wrongs that people are doing today to each other, children included? Not fair. I see those beautiful babies, and I'm touched to know that these babies could ever be harmed by anyone. I don't
Mm.
want to see that. Please protect the environment by protecting your children, by giving all the qualities to your kids, and so that they can now pass it on to others as they meet others, instead of looking down and persecuting them. When we train them to learn to love, that's what they will pass on. You see, right now, what they're passing on is what they're feeling and what they've seen in television, what they're going through in person, and what is doing them in. Let's make changes to upgrade our family members.
Mm.
Let's help each other. Because someone else had that baby does not mean that you mistreat that baby. It means that they're still family and we have to make sure they're treated properly. So please, don't hurt them. Help them. They are very loving beings. Once they're cared for and see that they're cared for, they will pass that on tenfold everywhere they turn.
Mm.
Please don't hurt them. Be there for yourself, be there for everybody else when you can. And I'm not saying materialistically if you don't have it, I'm saying verbally, how we care about them, the eye look that we give them, the mistreatment that we sometimes pass on to others to insult and degrade another. Please don't do that. You're all loved. We love you. And we want to know that you will show that kind of love to your brothers and sisters who may not be born of your mom or dad,
Mm.
but they are still your brothers and sisters.
Human.
They're your human brothers and sisters.
Mm.
Hmm? And it's important that we work together to protect each other. Let's not hate. Let's use our love to spread around in the right way. And I don't mean hopping from one man to another or one woman to another.
Mm.
I'm speaking about the qualities that you possess inside must come out and share that those some of those qualities with others so that they too can grow up and be you will have your children safe and everybody else will be safe. Isn't that worth working for and helping each other in? How would you like not to be loved and persecuted like I see some people are being persecuted here? I went through that. My husband went through that.
Mm.
Many others have gone through that. It's not something you want to do, trust me. It's something you want to get rid of so that you can now implant the kind of thinking that benefits all. So no one will be harmed. No one will be fearful of another. There will be no killings. There will be no persecution.
Mm.
And there will be no police, no military. Nothing like that will exist after a while. You just have to do the things, all the things that you know that are right. Be there for little brothers and sisters, even if they weren't born of your mother or father. Be there for each other in ways and with upgrade everybody.
Mm.
Okay? I wish you all the best. And I would leave my husband to speak to you
I'm
on what he would like to. I'm just kidding.
actually, you can see me here trying to stay awake again. Not good, but the way we're forced to live. This is part of the consequence that comes from
From that.
when you're
But
living
this is, sorry.
the way we are,
Mhm.
forced to live.
Yes.
With Avatar.
But I wanted to alert you too that things that are being done to human beings like me,
Mm.
like my husband and many others.
Our daughter.
Mr. Trump destroyed my family.
Mm.
Me and Mr. Trudeau apparently killed them out, giving them tumor in their brains.
Mother, daughter.
Mother, daughter. Using a 4D technology on my father
Mm.
so that he wanted to sleep with his children. And I don't mean in a nice way. And I could not understand it at the time. And I was surprised to know that my little brother would come out and say that I raped his little sister. I did not rape our little sister. I would never do such a thing. But then you will have to find that out yourself. Anybody coming and asking me to come and look after their kids, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because you already left a stigma on me to tell me that you believe that I did something like that. I'm disappointed in all the people who call themselves leaders and don't know how to lead properly. I'm disappointed that they would expect that I would want to go with their husbands, with them, and they have wives. I wouldn't go with any and everybody, even when I was single. I was forced into a marriage before that I did not want.
Mm.
And I was tormented and tortured, and this man was like a devil on an everyday basis. Very evil.
Mm. Like a demon.
Yes. So I'm happy to be away from that. But also now, because I've been persecuted so much, terrorized all of my life, it is pretty difficult for me to keep without becoming angry after a while of persecution.
Mm.
I'm now working on calming down myself to a point where I don't have to worry about becoming so angry again. Please stop persecuting human beings in the streets. It is not a good thing to do. You don't want to destroy your environment because that's what it will do when you are practicing this kind of behavior.
Mm.
We have taken a lot of time and effort trying to show you that we do care and we're not here to do you damage. But because of what you've seen around you and in the neighborhood and around the world, you
Mm.
think everybody is doing that to you, especially people like us. You're sadly mistaken.
Mm.
I have a raging anger from what has been done to me for decades. And you know what they turn around and do? Treat me as if I'm the bad person because I have a rage, a terror, an anger, sorry, raging in me when they come to attack and abuse me. Well, that's what happens when you terrorize people, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens. And if you don't think it happens that way, then I think you should go through the process of understanding what it is like. And once you understand, you will work towards making changes so that people can live in a better way. Good luck on your journey and blessings to all of you. But I do want to say one thing again. Mr. Trudeau and Mr. Trump, you owe us in the billions. We will expect nothing but that, and we will expect it within a week or two. And if it's not within a week, within Mr. Trump, you need to stop coming into our room and attacking our bodies and trying to kill us on an everyday basis whenever you come. And I'm very, very worried about the wife that you have. She's a nice human being. She's saying nothing, but I can feel her pain. You should be careful how you're treating that lady. She's a fabulous human being, and she should be protected. You shouldn't be disrespecting her and using her like she's junk. She's not junk. She's a fantastic human being that should not be treated in such a manner, as well as all beings. Stop the evil. It's a wrong thing to do. For a president, you have destroyed every quality that is supposed to be shown to the public by how you behave, by the terrorism that you've showed us and showed me, and the kind of things that you're doing to many people without them even knowing that it's you doing it to them. If the United States government has any kind of integrity, they get that man out of that place, because he does not belong to be a president anywhere, let alone in the atmosphere. He is not a president. He's a piece of junk that needs to be put in a jail for all the evil that he has been doing. And while the government is taking people into jail that did practically nothing, this is an evil government. And that type of government should not be reigning or running any country or anything for anybody. And the people should stand up and speak against it, because that's how they will get it to stop. All beings must come together for the benefit of all, not be terrorized and persecuted to the point where they do not have any rights, like we don't. We are trying to get our money from Mr. Trump and Mr. Trudeau. And would you believe they're in cahoots with each other? And once Mr. Trudeau joined Mr. Trump, it's like devil and hell just came about together to destroy the world. They need to make changes. Mr. Trudeau, you're not developed. Or if you were, you would not be practicing the things that I'm seeing that they're telling you to do to block us from getting the money that you owe us, and trying to tell us to go to places and beg for money. We are not people who are going to be begging for anything. You need to pay the money that you owe, and Mr. Trump needs to pay the money that he owes. And before you can walk around telling us that you all agreed, and then when with the agreement you gave us nothing. You have us living on practically nothing inside of this motel, and the people in the motel have some problems themselves. We need our money, and we need to go and get a home where we can live and look after our family. You have done enough damage to our daughter, you and Mr. Trump, and you know what it is. You need to pay every cent you owe us, and stop listening to the low-life people that you are working with. Because if they had any intelligence, this kind of stuff would not be taking place. And I would not be speaking in such a manner. You need to make changes to benefit the rights of others, and stop thinking you can escape by ripping people off, especially people that have no money, who are living in all kinds of persecution because of the United States government and what they did to me decades ago when I lived there, and what they set up Canada to do to me when I was coming into Canada. And Canada did just that. And now trying to tell us we must go and find a job or go and look somewhere. We are not going out to your workplace, because guess what? You terrorized us everywhere we went. We want our money. The billions that you owe us, we would like it paid within a week. And the world is hearing what we are saying. Remember this world. I am extremely angry and terrorized. This is one of the reasons that you're seeing this anger. I came with peace and quiet. I treated everyone with dignity. Do you know what they did? Terrorized me all through the streets. The United States government. The Canadian government did the same. Everywhere we went, terrorism. And they're coming with this mental disability thinking that undermines our rights. Thinking because we're African, we have no rights. And we must live in poverty because they said so. And they can do whatever they want with us. No, 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 no. You can't. And you're not going to. You need to pay what you owe because you put us through hell when we had no money to pay rent. You kicked us out of homes that we were living in because you're set up this whole scenario to make sure that we are the underdog so that African people will continuously suffer unless they run to live or marry a Caucasian European woman. And they are hopping from one bed to another. Ladies, you need to stop doing this to yourselves and setting it up for your children that are growing up to have to go through this kind of hell. Because much of the hell that they're going through is what you have participated in and allow your other people to mistreat your family in. So you would please stop terrorizing the babies by behaving irresponsibly, spending your time terrorizing human beings, teaching your children how to do all the wrong things. We are each other's keepers, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of the reasons I love you all so much, because you're my family. If it were not for that, you know something? I wouldn't be able to stay long at all around any of you. You need to make changes, and it starts now. Start being the kind of beings that you were born to be, pay the money that you owe, and start allowing people to live their lives in harmony rather than in tyranny. Because once you put that terror out there, excuse me, it's going to destroy everybody in its path. This is what has been done to me and my family. I thank you for listening to me. And please excuse me for anything unfairness that you might find that I might have used, even though it's really not unfair. It's really the truth that I'm talking about, and so that you can understand why we cannot live that way, why this kind of behavior must stop. I thank you again for listening. Blessings to you and good luck on your journey. Have a great day and a great life. Bye-bye. How are you, honey?
Tired,
Yeah.
but you're going to get some rest so we can continue the day
Yes.
and keep going to sound the alarm.
Yes.
Um,
And give our daughter back her life
yes,
that they have been trying to take from her for some time now.
yes.
Blessings. You've been watching A New Way of Being, hosted by Avatar Galextra and Andraggon
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube Live. Blessings to you.